Salgari and why we like to talk about this. We think we can talk about it with a fair amount of credibility. So we, Salgari, we're a Microsoft ISV partner. We're very proud to say that we're an Inner Circle member for business applications. And this is our second year in a row in the Inner Circle. Our solution, why we talk about communications and conversations so much, we actually developed the very first all-channel cloud communications ISV solution, which is available entirely through the browser or through Dynamics 365, delivered really neatly through the channel integration framework and requiring absolutely zero touch setup. It's configured on our side, and then the user logs on one day, and our Converse endpoint is available to them alongside their Dynamics installation. The solution itself, although communication is very much a horizontal play, and there's relevancy for all sorts of industry verticals, we do have specific industry automation layers that makes us very relevant in areas like healthcare, for things like contact tracing, in things like financial services, which we're going to talk about a little bit more today, manufacturing, retail, nonprofit. It's all up here on the screen, and it's a really key part of why we have been able, and we're very proud again to be enjoying that strategic relationship with Microsoft, working jointly with them to the benefit of over 110 customers across the world in every corner. So focusing then and drilling into the customer-centric conversations in financial services. I'm just going to move this around on the screen. So as you can see here, when we talk about all channel, we're really talking about taking all of the various communication channels, voice, SMS, video, WhatsApp, social media, any channel really that can be that is enabled or can be integrated into a solution via an API, and taking those together and bringing and deploying them as a integrated all-channel solution. And that then enables us to sit on top of and fully integrate and leverage Dynamics 365, the Power Platform, and Teams. Our Cloud Contact Center offering really enables very, very specific functionality that you would expect from your Cloud Contact Center, like compliance, particularly important, as we know, in financial services, recording and archiving, again, reporting, being able to demonstrate your compliance back up to your regulator or your central bank, and enabling a host of business functions across the organization, whether this is B2B or B2C. So whether you're doing OTC sales for options and derivatives, or if you're just providing retail customer service in terms of the digital bank branch of the future, all of those use cases are enabled. So that's what we're really talking about when we're talking about customer-centric conversations in financial services. Why is that important? Well, it's because no matter who you are or what industry you're in, we all know that customer experience has become a crucial area of focus. As I said, whether you're in that B2B or B2C space. The operational demands are increasing. The kind of not quite margins, but the way in which contact centers were operating, the results and the value that they were delivering back to the business, that you might have been satisfied with 5 years ago. Businesses are on a constant drive to increase their operational efficiency. And so one of the benefits of taking all of these channels and integrating them into a single platform is that you eliminate conversational channel silos. And so you're able to take the data from your voice or your SMS or your WhatsApp or your social media, inbound in terms of a customer inquiry, outbound in terms of bulk marketing. For example, you're sending out your promotional SMS messages to your customer base. And take all of that activity and really mine that data for accurate, actionable insight in a unified way. So again, removing those silos. And why is all of that important? Well, it's crucial because we talk a lot about, this phrase might sound pithy, but it is important. Show me you know me. Don't just hit me with non-specific, irrelevant promotional collateral that I have no interest in and therefore is going to make me ignore your future communications. It's really about delivering relevant and valuable and timely opportunities to the customer to further leverage and take advantage of your business. And ultimately, why is that important? Is because, from a business perspective, we all want to have better, more valuable and relevant conversations with the people that we speak to, whether they're customers, whether they're prospects, or whether they're contacts. Within a financial services context, then, as this slide builds on the right-hand side, this is, I suppose, the nightmare scenario. You can see here that each of these channels, so you've got chat, you've got your voice carrier, you've got SMS and a contact center. These are all verticals, to the point I made earlier. They're not integrated. You've got different point-to-point solutions. And even your CRM is just another vertical on the right-hand side of the screen, sitting on top of, and in some cases integrated, and in some cases not, on top of your core banking systems. It's a spaghetti junction of legacy vendors, and even some modern vendors. The channels and the functionality, because it's such a complicated view of the world, you quite frequently can end up missing really valuable and relevant functionality because you're just spending so much time bolting on these third parties. Because your infrastructure is complicated, it means your data is complicated. And so this is really preventing you from having that single customer data view. And in terms of the rest of the left-hand side, really what I want to kind of focus on is the security and compliance, which we know in financial services is such a crucial area. It's just another vertical. It's not a layer. It's not sitting across all of your activity, and therefore, can you really say that your coverage is 100% in terms of the way in which you're conversing with your customer? We would argue that you can, and therefore it becomes that security element. It becomes complex, it becomes costly, it becomes a risk to the business. Where we're suggesting that we're really looking to drive financial services customers is towards really leveraging, as I mentioned, that non-surprisingly, given that this is what we're in the business of doing, an integrated all-channel communications platform. When that can sit seamlessly on top of a CRM, like obviously Microsoft Dynamics 365, that really means that your conversations, your contacts, your accounts, all of your records, the entities, it's all seamlessly connected, and you can start, making sure that your transcription services, call recordings are all being allocated against, exactly where they need to be, so that again you're constantly building up that understanding of your customer and really moving towards becoming that digital bank of the future. And I've made the analytics. Sorry, can I just ask, Raz, maybe if you wouldn't mind, I'm currently moving this little box around. I've had experience previously where this actually obscures some of the material on the screen. Can you see everything, or is this little box in the bottom right-hand side blocking off?
We can see the full screen, yes, correct.
Good. Perfect. Okay, great. No, that's perfect. As long as I know that, that's excellent. I think there was a recent release or an update in Teams, and I've noticed a little glitch in the matrix every now and again. But anyway, getting back to the content. So, this is really where we're suggesting that taking these complex customer conversations, and from a financial services perspective, every conversation you're having with a customer has the potential to be incredibly valuable. A mortgage application conversation isn't just a question of selling someone a financial product, but it could very well be the difference between them owning their own home or not. Likewise for a personal credit application, or requesting your credit score from a financial institution. These are really complex and important conversations from the customer's perspective. And so therefore it's important that each institution can treat those conversations as a chapter in a kind of a bigger story, and really drilling into what about the customer to be relevant and timely. It's that you can take that insight from each customer, no matter when it happens. If you're on an SMS chat, some sort of a customer service inquiry from a customer, or if it's 2 o'clock in the morning and all of a sudden their card isn't working and they're contacting you to understand why, but being available and accessible to the customer at all times and across all channels is crucial. And I mentioned 2 o'clock in the morning. Obviously, it's not very many financial services organizations are providing customer service at that time. But by bringing in the right level of automation into your solution, then you can enable your customers to become super users. And then the final piece of that picture is that being able to give them that route to escalate to a live agent, either at the moment or back inside business hours once the agents kind of get back into the contact center. I've already talked about that that seamless integration with CRM, and I've made the point about the unified conversational data as well. So this is really where we see the picture being driven to, and 100% compliant out of the box from a global perspective. You know, financial services is absolutely a global activity, and so being able to have that peace of mind, not only from the business's perspective and a reputation management piece, but also to be able to empower your customers, that they know that when they're having conversations with their financial services provider, that those conversations are secure, they're compliant, they're confidential, and everything else that they would expect from those conversations. So with all of that being said then, and this is where I'm hoping that the video will come through with sound, we have a short demonstration which we'd like to just walk you through. We spend a bit of time at the beginning teeing up exactly what's happening here. So I'm just going to press play, and then happy to take any questions at the end.
Hello, welcome to the demo of digital mortgage selling journey. Today we're going to meet with Archie. He's an existing customer of Woodgrove Bank, and he uses various channels in order to manage his financial needs. So in the demo, we will.
We've just lost the sound, Vincent, just now.
Let me try. I'm just going to kill my camera. Hopefully this will.
We'll see that Archie is willing to buy a new house.
That's working.
And that's why he goes online and starts searching for mortgage rates. First, he goes to his primary bank's website and starts playing with the mortgage finance calculator. Archie enters details about cost of property and tenor to check interest rate and monthly installments. He realizes that there's a new promotional campaign and he would like to take it forward, and decides to chat with mortgage advisor. Martin, who is the mortgage advisor sitting at the back office, he's assigned to Archie's inquiry, and he starts conversing with Archie to understand his expectations and support his inquiries. In the meantime, Customer 360 View automatically pops up in front of his screen, essentially unified front end, and he's presented with all customer information directly on Dynamics 365 platform. Archie, in order to have further discussions around mortgage rates and promotions, he is willing to initiate a video chat to have a face-to-face discussion with Martin. And Archie also starts asking certain questions regarding with new mortgage opportunity. When we switch over to the experience of Martin, we will see Martin creates a new loan application through the CRM system. And additionally, he will also be serving to Archie upon his request to restructure his personal finance to extend his installments by 8 months. So this is the journey we are going to be seeing as part of the demonstration. So let's switch over to the UI and UX. So Archie, he goes online to the bank's website, essentially internet banking. He puts in the credentials and he goes ahead to sign-in process. After sign-in, he lands on his main dashboard. And as part of his main dashboard, under Loans tab, there are finance calculators. So one of the finance calculator he's going to be stepping in is mortgage finance calculator. The cost of property he's looking for is $300,000, and loan tenor in years is 10 years. So based upon this entered details, he sees that he has to have 20% of down payment in order to initiate this particular application. The interest rate applied is going to be 5.1% and loan to value ratio is 80%. And also on the right hand side, he can see the monthly installments, principal amount, interest amount, and insurance that he has to take. And additionally, he can also view and print a provisional offer letter. Inside of this offer letter, he can see the similar information around mortgage, repayment amount, interest amount, and additionally, there is the repayment plan schedule for Archie. So Archie is interested in this mortgage opportunity, and there is apparently some promotions going around in the market, which is 0% 0% processing fees on home loan, and that's something he wouldn't miss. So that's why he's going to be initiating this chat conversation. So clicking on this chat, I will have a window in front of me in order to start conversing with a live agent. First, I would like to initiate this chat. And on the other hand, the mortgage advisor sitting at the back office is going to be connected, and he is greeting me with this statement. Hello, this is Martin, your mortgage digital selling advisor. How can I help you with? So basically Archie types in, I'm interested in mortgage loans. So in this case, Martin advises him to initiate a video chat in order to have further discussions in more detail and have a face-to-face conversation. So Archie accepts it. For that, Archie goes video. And on the other hand, Martin will accept it and we'll be getting into the call right away. Hello, Martin. Hi, how are you?
Hello, I'm Martin, your digital selling advisor. I can see that you have an interest for mortgage loan. I need to get some information from you to have an eligibility check and process your application. What is your approximate cost of properties that you are willing to buy?
Hello, hi Martin. Yes, I'm interested in your mortgage rate, and the approximate cost of property I'm looking for is around 300,000.
According to bank policy, you need to have 20% of cost for your property as down payment. Are you okay with that?
Yeah, sure, that's okay. I'm ready for it.
And also, how many years are you willing to pay back?
10 years would be okay.
Okay, perfect. Let me initiate your request direct on my system.
Yeah, let's go ahead.
So let me change my persona. I'm Martin, and while I'm having a discussion with my customer, Archie, at the same time, system pops up a 360 view in front of me. So within this 360 view, I have ability to reach out all customer information within one single screen. I can see that which products that this customer has from our bank, which channels is utilizing by the customer, what is the next best action coming through the machine learning analysis. So it shows a mortgage loan offer in there as well. I can get more details about the customer to see the account informations, credit cards, other loan applications that initiated through this customer. I can see several offers, open cases, opportunities for this customer to reach out everything so that while customer come to me as an advisor, I know the background, who is this customer and how we can support him. As part of the process, also, if I go to my relationship tab, I have ability to see what was the latest interaction that we have together within this customer when we discussed through the contact center, when customer has a branch visit, so that I can see these details and understand what will happen before to understand the context. If there is any other application that customer done before, system directly alert me about it while I'm creating opportunity. So while I'm going to these stages, of course, I need to verify my customer. So I need to do the verification in there. And within the verification stage, we have a couple of options in here. First of all, I need to select my topic because within the different topics, we have different verification types. So it could be based on questions, tipping, it could be about into their some SMS authentications in here. So if I go to inquiry and select loan inquiry in here, system prepared me 2 questions in there, which looks like a medium security. So if customer is willing to stop his card or have some more, let's say, secure transaction in there, system can ask more questions in here as well. If I want, I can ask these questions to get answers in here, or if customer doesn't have answer for certain questions, I can swap them as well. So let me ask Archie. Archie, what is your date of birth?
It's 28 April 1976.
And what is your postcode?
It's SW1 space 89D.
So within this verification process, we can do 2 things. We can mark this information as stars in here so that we are not sharing this information to our agents, and system is doing a background check in here. And if it is already some information that is publicly available and not from the GDPR perspective, we can directly show it to our agents as well. Once we did the verification, we can go to the stage of actually making the application for mortgage loan. So if I come back to my screen in there, if I go to my opportunity screen, I can see that all my customer information is pre-populated. And
folks, apologies. I'm just going to pause things there, only because I'm conscious of time, and I want to respect the speaker who's lined up next to present his collateral. What I might do, I hope that I appreciate that it's not obviously ideal. It would have been terrific to have been able to show you that, because that video was actually put together by a combination of our team, but also our partners, VeryPark, who, given that the focus of today, a lot of you may very well be quite familiar with VeryPark and the work that they're doing within the financial services industry. And the demo goes on to really show the power of their solution and the way in which they can bring leveraging and building on top of Dynamics 365 with their IP, bring to a very seamless and slick credit approval process. But hopefully the demo was enough to show and to demonstrate the way in which, using that from an automated mortgage calculator solution through to a 2-way chat with an agent, and then escalating up ultimately to a 2-way video call, that a solution like Solgari, but definitely an integrated all-channel communications solution, is a really crucial part of being able to have deeper and more meaningful and valuable conversations with your customers. There was just one quick question in the chat, which a colleague of mine just flagged, asking about how Solgari leverages Azure and some of our number provisioning opportunities. So I will just say that when the company was started, we actually built the company on the cloud from day one. So we're very proud of that. We were completely cloud enabled. It was originally a proprietary cloud, our own cloud, purely because we're actually a tier 1 global voice carrier. And so in order to qualify for that, and in order to really provide that unrivaled quality of service, you actually have to maintain a certain amount of hardware, a certain amount of tin, as the data center engineers call it, because there are physical chips and plugins that you have to be able to insert somewhere. That being said, with the exception of that requirement for our voice capability, we are currently in the process of migrating entirely to different Azure stacks globally, which are providing us with a tremendous amount of ability of scale and coverage and resiliency, which we're delighted with. And from the number perspective, in terms of number provisioning, we are, as I said, because we're that tier 1 carrier, we are absolutely able, for new customers, we can either provide them with new numbers as required, and we can do that anywhere in the world, toll or toll free, And we can also port over existing numbers. So if the client has numbers that are provisioned already, it's very straightforward to bring them into our service. So I think my watch is saying that it's currently 1 minute to the hour. So with that, you can see on the screen, our contact details are here, myself and my colleague Connor. I will post a link to this presentation collateral and also a link to the demo, so that if you'd like to have a look at it, you're more than welcome to in your own time. And please, if you have any questions or any comments about any of the comments or the ideas that I shared today, please don't hesitate to get in touch. We'd be very happy to take those questions and hopefully provide you with a bit more detail offline. So thank you very much.
Thank you, Vincent, for sharing that insight within that space of time. So once again, thank you, Vincent. And please, yes, please do share those links in the chat window. I'm sure many people are interested.